Hey, I'm your host, Shine with San. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Otto, and I'm a producer from Hamilton.
What got you into the world of music?
Um, the long version, like I've always been into music. I learned classical piano for 8 years, um, and then I was involved in a band throughout high school. And then after high school, everybody's kind of scattered around. So I'm like, what can I do to stay in music without having a band? So I started recording myself. And then after I started recording, I learned how to engineer, and then from there I started producing, and then
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and I went to college for contemporary jazz, so that's basically the 8 years classical and the contemporary jazz. That's where I learned my theory and my music knowledge.
What college did you go to?
Mohawk College in Hamilton. Yeah.
Did you like the program?
Yeah, I mean, I met a lot of people with different interests in music. A lot of them are into jazz, a lot of them are into rock. So I met a lot of people with, like, I would say I'm seeing a lot of variety in people, like about music and stuff. And that's where I like pick and choose what do I want. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How long have you been a music producer for?
Producing, I would say for the last 5 years. 5 years, but I would say the first 2 years I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just like doing it because I love it, and then I started learning from other people from the internet, and then really like digging. I would say like in the past 3 years, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
What was the hardest thing you encountered with music, and how did you deal with it?
That's a good question. Is it from like the music aspects or?
Music aspect, even like you as being a producer.
Right. I would say musically, I'm pretty sure like everybody has this like a beat block, where you just like you're trying to create content or you're trying to create an art, but it's just not there. Like I'm pretty sure that's what like most artists or musicians like face. But it's just staying like being consistent. I would say that like eventually will solve the problem. The other thing too, I would say working with somebody that's not as prepared as you, it's kind of like throwing you out in the sense that like I'm prepared, I'm like I have my content ready, and they're not. That kind of thing, yeah.
I saw that you were at the Little Tekka concert.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was definitely an experience. It's a lot of fun. I would say that's the most crowd that I played into so far.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe the head count was 1,800. I was told 2,500 tickets were sold, but obviously since it's free, like some people didn't end up showing up.
Students.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Met a lot of people. Had a lot of fun on stage for sure. But yeah, those are the moments that I'm like craving for. Like
This
that's
is
what I
what
love.
you live for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
What's your favorite venue you performed at so far?
Ooh, that's tough. Favorite venue. Here in KW area specifically, I love Starlight. Starlight.
That's the nightclub, right?
Yes, yes. It's a pretty cool, neat venue. I also love this venue in Toronto. I never played there before. I was supposed to play there. I was excited for the venue, but it's called Phoenix Concert Theater.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a huge venue, but I feel like from what I've seen and heard, shows that I watched there, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's definitely one of my goals. Yeah, we were supposed to play there in November or October for Rich the Kid, but Rich the Kid, I think he canceled all the Ontario dates. Yeah.
Is he? He's an American rapper,
Yes,
right?
American rapper, yeah, artist, yeah, yeah. He was here for a Canadian tour. He had I think 4 dates in Ontario, and a couple shows on the west, but for some reason he canceled the entire day. So yeah.
There's always like another time that you might, an artist might reach out to you and want to
Sorry?
collab or do a performance together.
Yeah, I mean like that's always like around, like people has to work together. That's one of the things that I would say it's not hard. It's part of the, I guess, the industry. Like you network with a lot of people. Let's say you network with 100 of people, but like I feel like 5 of them you're gonna work with them. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the things that I feel I learned from the industry.
Did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show? What did you think of Shakira and J-Lo's performance?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched like the clip on YouTube. Like
that's what I did too.
Yeah, cause I'm not a football, like I don't follow football that much, but I always try to like catch like all halftime shows on like all sports. But it was cool. Like it was cool to see like how like big names, like it goes along with like every artist, every musician's like they are so well prepared for their like halftime show. It's like probably like what 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 15, 20 minutes.
Exactly.
And, like, a lot of people didn't like it, but I was like, wow, like they're in their late ages, but they can still rock a performance. So I'm like, I give them props for that.
Yeah, I mean that's what most artists should do in my opinion. Like that's where your bread and butter is, like performing, especially with today's music. Like you don't really buy CDs anymore. You can't really sell music. It's not your mainstream of income. So like performing is one of the biggest ones. Like you have to be able to engage with the crowd, interact with your fans and stuff. So I feel like that's one of the most important things.
I agree on that.
Yeah, that's why like me and my artist KVNE, like that's what we enjoy the most. Like when we're on stage, we're having fun,
rocking it out, enjoy the night.
Exactly, yeah, interacting with the crowd. Exactly, yeah.
What's your favorite song you made?
Ooh, that's tough, cause I love all of them for sure. But the ones that out right now, I would say can I name a couple?
Yeah. Top 5.
Top 5. Okay.
Top 5. Maybe that's a little bit easier.
Ballerina for sure. That's one of my first song with KVNE. It's sitting at 460,000 plays on Spotify at the moment.
That's amazing.
Also Beast Mode, KVNE featuring Saul. Callback. Callback was from the album that KVNE drops last year. What else? Oh, I have this song called All the Smoke with the Be Original group. They're from the KW Cambridge area. KVNE is also on the track. It was a lot of fun. We performed that song in a Sub-Zero Fest on January 25th. It was in Waterloo. Yeah, I have a lot more that I love, but they're not out yet, so I can't really say it. But yeah.
What's your inspiration?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I never really thought about inspiration like that, but I do treat it like when I make music, it's like almost like a meditation for me, like getting away from all the real life stuff and just like locked in the studio and just like getting away from distractions. But if I have to say an inspiration, like seeing like the Little Teka show, seeing the crowd like get hyped, like they're like happy, they're having fun, like I feel like that's what inspired me.
Continue.
I saw that you have a performance on February 21st. Tell me more about that and
Yeah.
what fans can look forward to, or because this interview I know is going to be up before the 21st, so anybody who's watching this can...
I like that, you did your homework. Yeah, not a lot of interviewer does that. Yeah, it's gonna be in Hamilton, February 21st. It's a Friday night. It's in a nightclub in Hamilton called a Modern Nightclub. That place is awesome. Like a lot of people that I know from Hamilton, they go there every weekend. So I feel like it should be a good time. And me and KV and E is gonna be there to perform a few songs for everybody. Yeah, it should be a good time because I feel like um, there's not a lot of good venues in Hamilton. There's a couple, but like for hip hop music specifically, um, I feel like that would be a lot of fun to perform there. I'm pretty sure Young Tory was there last year, Anders was there. Yeah, so it should be a lot of fun.
Good.
Tickets only $5. At that's for the advance cover. So yeah, everybody should come out.
Yeah, message him if you want to get tickets.
Absolutely,
for sure.
yep. Message me on Instagram, Ottoleidin, Ottoleidin.
I saw that your like Instagram pictures are very artsy and like you. It shows that you're really passionate about what you
Yeah.
do. What keeps you going and like where do you get that like vibe to like those certain pictures where you're like.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been like I feel like Instagram is one of my platform to brand myself, brand my music. Especially with social media these days, like everybody should be able to like brand or market themselves because it's like Instagram is free, right? Like everybody should be using it to market themselves, especially if you're doing music, or just any business in general, right? But that's why to me it's important to keep it engaging, I would say, with the audience. I'm always trying to like that's part of my life. Like this is what I do. So like that's what I share on Instagram. And not to mention too, like shout out to all the amazing photographers that I work with. Brandon, Jesse, Tegan. They're always a part of my Instagram. They took all my pictures. So they're the MVPs. They're capturing all the good moments, and especially when I'm on stage.
That's
Yeah.
good because then it's
Yeah.
like nice where you can like look back on it, post, and be like, this was like.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what you call it in the past, like a scrapbook where you have all your
Yeah,
memories,
usually,
pictures.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
like-
it's like
yeah, that's true.
yeah, on your phone, you know what I mean, and everybody can see it. You can share it with everybody. Yeah.
Right now, what's your top favorite songs that you've been listening to?
Ooh. Been listening to a new Lil Wayne's album, Funeral. A couple tracks that I love. I Do It, featuring Big Sean and Lil Baby. Lil Baby is one of my favorite artists. What else? New Lil Baby song, Some to Prove. I've been listening to a Boogie a lot recently.
Okay, I know who that is.
Yeah.
I was like, who's Boogie?
Yeah, I feel like he's one of the artists that is pretty versatile. Yeah.
Any artist you love to work with in 2020? Even though it's only like the second one for 2020, but still.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of. Are we like talking about big names or just in general?
Just in general. Anybody like you want to like hands down work with, like it can be anybody.
Oh yeah. Lil Baby for sure, because I feel like my that's my bread and butter, like production wise. But honestly, I would love to work with few artists that are on the come up from the area, built together. I feel like that's how some of the bigger names made it to the industry so far. Like, for example, good example is Ghana, Lil Baby, and like they all know each other before they start making music, and they make music together. They have features together, and like they're pretty up there now, right? So that's what I want to do eventually. Like just build. Obviously, like bigger placements would be dope, but when you make it together, I feel like that's better. Yeah.
Any last words or advice you want to give to other people?
I would say based on my personal experience, invest in your own time. Like for me especially, when I start really getting into producing, like last 3 years, I really like locked myself in the studio, getting away from all distractions. I really didn't go out, didn't go to the club, didn't drink. I just like locked myself and make a lot of beats and music. Um, that's when I work on my craft, right? After you do that for a certain period of time, you should start networking as well. So when you have your content ready, you start networking. When you start networking, you have your content ready, you can like bring something to the table. You know what I mean? So I think those two are pretty important. Um, invest in your time, have content ready, and when you network, you have something to bring to the table.
And where can people follow you?
I'm mainly on Instagram. Like, are you gonna like?
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put the social
Okay, yeah.
media.
That's
thing
easier
in.
for me than like spell it out. Yeah, I'm mainly on Instagram. That's where I post all my music, all my upcoming shows, all updates. Yeah, it's basically on Instagram.
On
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on Welcome
You're
to the
welcome.
Cave.
Yeah, no problem. Good time.
Thank you.
Awesome.